Hello and welcome to Kidder Farms. We're back with another episode on the Minnesota Millennial Farmer map by Mapper's Paradise. And we have been in the middle of our spraying season, the last several episodes actually. But we have a new piece of equipment on the farm here. And so I wanted to give these new saddle tanks a try from Custom Modding. They fit perfectly on the 8R that we're using, which is also from Custom Modding. And they go along very well with this Demco side dresser that we'd picked up a little while back. And so there's a couple of different versions of these saddle tanks. And so if I just bring up the shop real quick and we go into crop protection, you can see the new Demco branded saddle tanks, which Demco is a brand that's coming to the Giants official supported brands. And so these are on the Mod Hub from Custom Modding. And you have the new version, and then you have the slightly older logo version. And so we went with the older logo version just because I felt like it matched up with the logo on the tanks here a little bit better. So we're going to go with that, just trying something new. Now, I don't think that the saddle tanks have a manure system support anywhere. So we are going to have to fill those the old-fashioned way. But we've got a hose hookup here on the back of the side dresser, so we'll be able to fill that up. So we've been doing a little bit of an equipment shuffle, trying to clean up after ourselves a little bit from spring here. I did a lot of that off camera, but we do still need to wash this 8RX. And so I figured we would hit that up while we're filling up the fertilizer here in this trailer. And then we've got a few pallets of fertilizer laying around here somewhere that should work out for filling the saddle tanks. And we can always buy some more if we need it. But this is going to work out perfectly. I do like how easily accessible the back of that tank is. And let's, I can't remember what the key is to change the pumping direction, Z. Go ahead and get that started. While that's pumping, we're just going to grab the pressure washer here and clean up this equipment. I'm not sure where we should store our planters. I guess this big shed I'm standing next to would work. I've been keeping them in the main shop for now because they fit in there pretty nicely. So we'll probably just toss this in the main shop shed there for the time being, and then figure out where we want to put the equipment once we start getting fall equipment out here in a little bit. But this thing should be full now, so I'm going to go ahead and shut the semi off, and we'll go ahead and disconnect this hose, and then we're just going to drive the tractor over and try and fill these Demco saddle tanks with these pallets that I've got over here right next to the shed. I don't know, well, I know how big these tanks are because I can look at the inside. They should be 1,200 gallons. But we'll see. Let's see. I think I gotta pick that one. And then, yeah, this is gonna pretty much double the amount of fertilizer we can store with the side dresser, which is cool. This side dresser is right at about half of the length, or half of the width of our bigger sprayer there. We're gonna grab 2 more pallets of fertilizer here. And we'll have those delivered for us. Just because I want to see how far we can get without having to fill up on this thing. And so this thing is about half the width of our sprayer, which on the one hand, well, we can always use that in the truck. On the one hand, means that we'll get about half as much done in the same amount of time. But on the other hand, it's pretty wide for a towed implement that's not a sprayer. So I think this is going to work out pretty good. And what we're going to do is use that on this smaller cornfield. I'm just checking our fertilizer state. So we haven't done the fertilizer on this one yet. So we need to do this before we advance time. And so we're going to go ahead and actually set up a quick course play course for this, I think. We're going to do 2 headland passes. And we need to make sure, yeah, we don't want to be going sideways. So we want to go like this. Nope. How do I go north and south? I guess I can just take this all the way around and generate course. Yikes, that should be okay. We're gonna find out, right? So start at first waypoint, unfold this, and now this tractor doesn't have narrow tires, and I do have crop destruction on, but because we're only at the first stage of growth, we can drive over the corn without doing too much damage to it, which is actually, you know, fairly realistic. You know, we used to do this kind of a thing when I was farming. We called it a cultivator, and it would maybe dig up a little bit more dirt between the rows of corn. And then also apply some liquid nutrient at the same time. So, and we need to adjust our settings here. It looks like we're buying fertilizer, which we did not want to do. So there we go. And it looks like we also need to monkey with our speeds a bit, because we should be going 15 miles an hour. And so there is a speed bug currently in course play, where even though it says miles per hour there, because that's the units I'm using, it's actually calculating based on kilometers an hour. So you got to kind of crank that up a bit. And so with that, I am super excited about these tanks. I'm super excited that Demco is a brand that's going to be in Farming Simulator now. They're fairly well known for, well, especially their tanks. Like, when I think of saddle tanks and chemical tanks, I just think of Demco. So I know they obviously do some other things, but this is a pretty well-known brand, especially in the US. So pretty cool that we've got it in Farm Sim officially now. And this also gives us the opportunity to just kind of break up the monotony of using a sprayer, I think. And so this is pretty cool. Maybe a little unrealistic, just given that the corn rows don't follow multi-terrain angles, so it's kind of hard to do this and have it follow the rows, at least for the headland pass here. But once we get going on the up and down, it should line up pretty good. And then, yeah, we went ahead and also sold off our 4730. That was a really solid mod. I had a lot of fun with it, but we're going to move up to the 4940 because that is a bit wider and just something that we want to play around with a bit. And so with that, I actually recall that we did not check out the interior of that 4940 last time, and so I wanted to kind of run over here before I forget. And let's check this thing out from the inside. Maybe we'll start it up. And so it's pretty cool. We've got the sprayer monitor down here, so it actually looks like a spray monitor with the different left, right, center sections. So you can switch out the monitor in the store and get a spreader monitor that'll look different and be set up for spreading. And honestly, the detail in here, you can see the control even moves when I go forwards and backwards. The cab detail is just amazing. Really like the attention to detail here. So this has just been a super quality mod. There's a lot of little features and things. I'm trying to remember. I think there's also a way to open the door, if I'm not mistaken. But I can't recall now. So either way, I was impressed with the monitor. I just wanted to jump into it and kind of take a look on the inside, since we hadn't looked at that level of detail before. And then let's go ahead and jump back over here to our side dresser. You should be about done with this headland pass here, and we're gonna just go ahead and cut into a time lapse and follow along.
I call you up in the middle of the night, been bothered by dreams, ain't feeling alright. You give me comfort, say just give it some time. By the end of our talk, I'm feeling just fine. You and I will always know where we belong. This ain't no ordinary love we got going on. I'll pick you up in my 59 Ford. We head on down the road until we get bored. Just you and me and the sun and the wind. If the rain should start falling, we'll head on home again. Everybody else can see where we belong. Oh, ain't no ordinary love we got going on. At the end of the world, together forever is one, and I'll wait if ever you should be in doubt, and I'll pray they never can pull us apart, and I'll wait for the time when we'll be together every day. But I know if ever we'll be led astray, that I'll find my way back home to you again. At the end of the world, together forever is one, and I'll wait if ever you should be in doubt, and I pray they never can pull us apart, and I'll wait. At the end of the world, together forever is one, and I'll wait if ever you should be in doubt, and I pray they never can pull us apart, and I'll wait for the time when we be together every day. But I know if ever we'll be led astray, then I'll find my way back home to you again.
So that's gonna wrap up this field. We made pretty good time, actually. I'm surprised. And we barely used any of our fertilizer, which I guess could be considered a good thing. It's a pretty small field, so I'm not surprised, but we also just have a lot of fertilizer that we're lugging around here. And so we're going to actually be able to use this on some of our other fields, I think, when we have to get that final stage of fertilizer on here later. So we'll definitely be keeping this set up, and these tanks are going to come in handy for planting, because the planter was running out of liquid fertilizer before the seed. And so this will flip that around a little bit and let our planters last a little bit longer in the spring, at least the one on this 8R. There are some tracks for the 8RT, or some tanks, excuse me. And there's also, I think Sid Modding said that he's adding support for some of the tanks to his 8R pack as well. I don't know if there's side tanks that'll work with the 8RX. I'm trying to figure out where I want to park this for the time being, because we're going to use it again as we advance time, but just not at the moment. Oh, there's an interesting issue. Alright, we're out of there. I forgot to park this planter in the shed like I wanted to, so we're going to go ahead and do that real quick. And then we need to take a look at just a couple of other things here after we get this parked. I remember now that we've got all of last year's harvest that needs to be sold still. And usually summer would be when I start selling some grain. So I think we need to take a look at the markets here and figure out when we need to sell some grain. I want to say it's usually summer too. Ooh, we just completely smacked into that garage. Well, my hands aren't quite lining up with the steering wheel here, but let's try and leave myself in the position that I'm going to be able to get back out of here. That looks like that garage door will close. Let's give it a shot. Make sure we're not hanging out through the wall. Good deal. And then, yeah, let's check the markets. We've got some soybeans. Yep, so tomorrow should be the height for soybeans. And then we've got some corn, which should also be the high point for corn here. So we're definitely going to be hauling some corn tomorrow. And if I look here, we've got all this equipment all ready to go for fall. So we're going to go ahead and shut that door. Oops, come on. And we're going to shut this door. We're going to have some more spraying to do. But I think if I can get these doors closed, we're going to wrap this episode up a little bit early here because we do need to advance the clock to be able to get in and start finishing our spraying. And so I think this is going to be a good place to wrap up this episode. Next episode, we're going to finish hitting all of our fertilizer on our cornfields, between the 4940 hitting the big fields and our new side dressing setup here. We'll be able to knock out those acres pretty quick, I think. And while that's going, we're also going to run some corn up to the elevator and get that sold. So we'll be putting course play and auto drive through the paces. We might set up a course play course for one truck and then use auto drive for the other truck just to maybe do kind of a compare and contrast. That's fascinating. I fell right through the roof. Okay. But yeah, I know a lot of people have been asking about kind of when do you use course play, when do you use auto drive, and there's some new features. And so I want to get into harvest and check out the auto drive combine and unloader features. And then I'll probably do a dedicated comparison video of those soon. And so, yeah, with keeping this video short, just a reminder that we do have a Discord channel now. So if you're interested in hanging out with the Kedrick Farms community, we've got, I think, over 50 members already in the first day. So I was really impressed and humbled by how many people joined up. So head on over and join the Discord server if you're interested in that. The link will be in the description below. And if you're enjoying the video, hit that like button and subscribe for more content. That's all for today. Kedrick, out.